Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle, and in this video I'm going to be doing another plan with me. It might be 6 Common Planner by Sterling Ink. Let's just get into it. So the outer cover, first and foremost, is by Chic Sparrow, and it is a folio style cover, leather cover. On the inside, I do have some empty pockets from the folio. Don't really put a lot of stuff in there. And I also have it housed in a Salty Katie Co. modified cover. So what I mean by that is when I received this cover, it was intact, but I have since trimmed it down so that it is able to fit into this folio. All right, so we're in March now. Can you believe it? All right, so here's the planner. Here's my spread from last week, and it did pretty well. So held up really nicely. I had enough room, not a big deal. All right, so this is my current setup for this coming week, for the week of the 6th through the 12th, March 2023. And I've already taken the liberty of adding some lines to it just so I didn't have to do that. So I feel like a lot of the reason why I end up making these videos a little shaky or my lines are a little wonky is because normally when I do these things or when I'm planning out for my week, I turn this planner like 50 different ways. But I try not to for the video's sake, because I try to keep it kind of steady so that you can see what I'm doing. So I just went ahead and drew the lines out because I was like, you know what, that part is just not that important. And I'll just go ahead and do another time lapse so that you guys can see what my process is. And I'll see you back here in a few minutes. All right, guys, so that is going to be the setup. It's pretty much the same as last week, with the exception of here I split up the weekly tasks. Anything that I've migrated, I'm going to go ahead and set over here. But this one is more specific for this week and anything that I would like to move to next week. So then that way I know that I need to migrate it to the following week. I did choose a color theme this week, which was this blush pink color. This is the Tombow that I'm using. It is number 761, in case you're interested. It's like a really soft blush pink. And I did use this clear color dot single. This is actually in the color, let's see if it says the color, Pale Rose, and that's number 201. These came in the smoke colored pack, I think. So if you're interested in checking those out. Of course, I wanted to also kind of talk about this pen that I got from Jet Pens, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So this is actually a 4 4-in-1 plus 1 pen, if that makes any sense. So this is actually a Uni Jetstream. I got this from Jet Pens. It was a little expensive for me. It was like 28 bucks for the pen. For some people that might not be expensive, but for me that was a little more than I wanted to spend on a singular pen. But the main reason that I wanted to get it was because it also has a pencil. So it has a mechanical pencil in here as well. I actually saw that Rachel, in theory, had a turquoise one, which I initially was going to get. But I saw this one that had Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service, and I was like, oh my god, I have to get it. I have this really weird obsession with black cats, and of course Gigi was super, super cute on the movie and reminds me of my own black cat, Salem. So I was excited about that. I did use a little bit of washi in here, which is not typical for me because I kind of hate bulk, which is why I tend to draw out my stuff in my planner most of the time. I don't use a ton of washi typically. I don't use a ton of stickers, and that's mainly because I don't want to bulk it up towards the end of the year. When it comes to Tomoe River paper, I hate when I'm writing and I skip over something because it's writing over a sticker on the previous page. It kind of drives me crazy. So I'm pretty minimal with how many stickers that I'm using. All right, so I'm going to include a couple more little elements. I got these little circle, these are circle sticky notes, transparent sticky notes. I got these over on Amazon, and it came in a variety of colors, which I don't mind, and I actually like that about it. The only issue that I have with this, though, is that these sticky notes kind of suck. So, and the reason that I say that is because if you leave it on your page for a super long amount of time, it tends to leave a sticky residue, and I don't really care for it. If you need to move it later on, you know, it's got a little bit of residue after a while. If you don't intend on moving it too much, then it's not that big of a deal. But for decoration purposes, it's a nice little pop of color. But like I said, I'm not really too big on the fact that it leaves a residue when you move it around. All right, so this particular pen is a Uni pen. It is an oil-based ink pen. I got this off of Cloth and Paper, I believe. Not sure if they have them in stock at this time, but I'll provide a link to Cloth and Paper if you're interested in checking it out. So what I like to do with these is on these transparent sticky notes, I find that it is really, really easy to use this oil-based pen. Whenever I do these types of things, when I'm describing what I'm drawing, I always feel like Bob Ross. Like, here's a happy little flower. Anyways, I think it's funny. And like I said, if I feel like moving it, I can. Hopefully I decide pretty quickly whether or not I'm going to move it because I really hate that residue. And you may ask, why are you putting it in there then? Well, I mean, most of the time I probably won't need it. I won't need to remove it. I'll probably keep it where it's at. And these, oddly enough, are not super thick. So whenever I'm writing, I don't really feel like there is a disruption in the flow of my writing when it comes to this sort of thing. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. So I forgot last week to do this because I'll show you why. I actually kind of like this little space right here to use as a little doodle pertaining to this week. I didn't do it last week because this 2 to 3 actually took up a little bit of room. The week before I had an owl sticker. The week before that there was a rooster. And the week before that I used flowers. So I kind of like that little space for that. It looks like an alien flower, whatever. Anyways, it's, you know what? It's done. It's about as done as it's going to get. Functional is what I'm going for, so this should be working out really well for me this week. All right, guys, so I think that's going to be it for this video. If you have any questions or comments about any of the items that I used today, I'll provide a link down below. They are affiliate links if you're interested. Or if you have any additional comments in general, just list them in the comment section down below. I do have some social media links that I have listed as well in case you want to check those out. But until the next one, see you later, guys.